Hey there, how's it going? Welcome to Looplearnings, and this is video number 10 of how to make inventory management system. First of all, I would like to say that I've been extremely busy in last few days, perhaps few weeks, and that's why I'm not being regular on uploading the videos. So I had limited connectivity as well. Now I'm fine. I'm actually going to upload videos frequently, hopefully from now onwards. So thank you very much for sticking with me, sticking with the channel, and giving your continuous feedback. I really appreciate that. Alright, so if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, also please go ahead and do that and hit the bell icon so you get notification whenever I upload a new video. Right, so in last 9 videos we have started working on inventory management system. We have come by far creating the UI, and in last video we created the functionality to fetch the information about locations, about the user activity as well. So that's what we did in last video. Now in today's video I'm going to proceed and I'm going to demonstrate exact same scenario, but this time is for products, variants and catalogs. So we will start with the catalog first, then we will go with the products, and then we will go with the variants. So what we like to do is basically, if I click on catalog button, the create new catalog button should appear here, and this list box should have the information related to catalog. And first of all, those forms should exist before I even go ahead and create this functionality. So basically catalog form needs to be created, product form need to be created, variants form need to be created, and then we can have those forms opened by clicking on this button, which will be visible here as well. And this list box is really to show the existing data related to catalogs. If there is already catalog exists in database, if you click here, that should be fetched and displayed here. And if there is any product, then it should be fetched and displayed here. So this list box is only to view the existing data. If you want to create, you have to have a button here to click on and to create a new catalog. So let's go ahead and quickly create these 3 forms, and then we should be ready to go. Alright, so I'll close this. To maintain the consistency, I will actually copy the same form. Of course the content of this form will be changed, so we will change the name and we will say catalogs, okay, because catalog. Alright, so catalog, and I'll double click it. Of course the content will be changed, so let's get rid of all the fields here. Let's change the name here, catalog, okay, and let's change the caption, manage catalog information. Right, so next thing we need to do is we need to assign a record source, and this time of course we will have catalog record source. So I'll just type in, so catalogs table will be assigned, and I'll go to the form view or form design, add existing fields. So we will add all the existing fields by drag and drop. We'll select all and we'll change the font color to full black. Now I'm showing and demonstrating this because some of the people, they might be getting started with Microsoft Access, so it's better to have some of these tutorials as well, so people can learn if they wish to do so. Right, so I'll just expand it a little, and this picture will come here, and the caption or the header will come here. We will realign it a little bit. Okay, let's select it and property sheet, height 0.6. okay, and I want to minimize the space between two fields. So to do that, we'll go and we'll make it narrow. That looks better. Okay, we'll have a picture of catalog. All right, there. All right. Okay, so we'll save it. Let's select all, and we will hit Control B for bold on our keyboard, and we'll make these kind of headings. Okay, location name, catalog. What is the status of this catalog, and when was it updated? Okay, so let's align this as well, otherwise it will look bad. Okay, let's make this as a bold also. Let's see the form view. Boom, looks nice. Let's make this field catalog ID as a non-editable field. So to do that, we'll go to the data of the property sheet, enabled no, locked yes, and let's change the shape fill color to something like gray, light gray, so people know that this is a non-editable field. Actually, location ID should also be the non-editable field, because we are not going to ask user to input location ID manually. We are going to fetch it automatically when the record will be created. Actually, created on status and status date. These are also non-editable. So let's make all of them as a non-editable. Only thing required for user is to give a catalog name. That's it. Rest will be taken care of by the power of VBA. Okay. So we have caption here, manage catalog information. We have two buttons. So save button, inactive. And of course we have to do VBA coding behind those two buttons, but at least we have a form. Let's go ahead and do VBA coding. So I'll click on save button and ... Remember, we have copied this form, so of course there will be a code behind this save button, but I'll remove that code and we will only keep the... Actually, let's remove this code as well, and we will do the coding later. Okay. Alright, so I've removed the existing code. First, let's go with the save button on click event. And what do we want? Well, we want to put a logic. If the status is not empty, then it means that we are updating the record. Okay, if the status is empty, that means we are creating a new record. Third logic we want to build is if this catalog is marked as inactive, we don't want to use it. So and therefore the record should not be able to editable. Okay, so let's put that in logic. If me.txt, sorry, if me.status.value is equal to what? Well, if it is inactive, then toCMD.beep message box, this action cannot be performed as the catalog has already been marked inactive. Okay, simple. We'll say it's VB critical, and the heading of the message box would be information. Right, if let's copy that, and we'll say else if me.status is greater than 0. That means if there is a value already. So we are, by having this code block, we are saying if it is not inactive, then look for if status dot value is greater than 0, or rather than greater than 0, we will say if it is active, right? That's where we want. If the product is or catalog is active, then we want to make changes, otherwise we don't want. Okay, so do cmd dot save, then beep, and then we can change this. Okay, the update to the catalog has successfully been saved. Okay, comma, it is a VB information, and information would be the title of the message box. All right, so once we are done with dealing with these two conditions, now let's look at if someone is creating a new catalog, then this catalog name field should not be empty. Okay, else if is null me dot catalog name dot value is equal to true, then to cmd.beep message box, the catalog name is missing, hence this action cannot be performed, comma, VB critical, comma, information. Okay, and then we will set the focus. We will say catalog name dot set focus. All right, else if all of these are false, then what should be done? Well, then save the information, but before doing that, first fetch the location ID, and this will be fetched from the main form. Remember, this is our main form, and this is the location ID caption here. So fetch the location ID, auto populate the created on date, auto populate the status, auto populate the status date. So let's go ahead and do that. So me dot location ID dot value is equal to forms. Which form we are referring to? Main form. This is the form, right? And this is the label that we are referring to, and we are referring to its caption. All right, that is done. Me dot created on dot value is equal to now me dot status dot value is equal to active, me dot status date dot value is equal to now. Okay, after doing that, save the information and then give a beep sound, and then throw a message box saying the location, the catalog has successfully been created. Okay, comma VB information, comma information. All right, and then we will close it with end if statement. Right, so this is done. Let's debug it. Yeah, I know. Let's debug again. Okay, everything seems to be okay, and we have done the VB coding for the save button. Okay, now let's go ahead and do the VB coding for inactive button. And to do that, we will go to the event tab. We will click on click event ... and in here we will provide a code block. So again, logic first would be, first of all, if no record has been selected and somebody is trying to click here, then show an error, tell them, hey, you haven't selected any record. Then what do you want to inactive? Nothing. So first of all, handle that. Secondly, if the status is inactive, then throw a message box or error box saying this catalog is already marked inactive, what do you want to do next? Second or third is that if user clicks on mark inactive and everything is okay, then it should throw a message box to confirm from user whether user really wants to mark this catalog as inactive. So that's the code we have to write in. So to save yours and my time, I'll simply copy the first line of code, although this will come second. Okay, first it will be if is null me dot catalog id dot value is equal to true, then to cmd dot beep message box, this action cannot be performed as no record has been selected. Okay, this will be VB critical, and the header of course would be information. All right, so next is, so that is done. All right, else, now to throw a message box to a user for confirmation, we have to use a variable, we have to create variables. So to do that, so we'll say Tim response as integer. Okay, response is equal to message box, you are about to make this catalog inactive, are you sure to proceed further? Okay, all right, question mark. All right, that should be before this, comma VB yes no plus VB question, comma choose an option. Okay, all right, so if response is equal to VB yes, then, so if user clicks on yes, then what should happen? Well, then mark this catalog as inactive, status should be changed. So we'll say me dot status dot value is equal to inactive, me dot status state dot value is equal to now. Okay, we want a beep response as well in here also. So a lot of beeps. Okay, else to cmd.beep and do nothing. So if user clicks on no, then do nothing. Don't need to do anything. Let's close this and this if block, and let's close the main if block as well. Debug it, save it. Alright, so it's time to do the testing, but I'm not going to do testing right now, and the reason is I want to build this functionality first and then I want to do the testing. So I think let's close that. Now let's come back to this form and we will select product management. Catalog is the third button. So if user clicks on catalog, then this button should appear and the caption of the button should change to create catalog. Now viewing becomes catalog, and this list box should fetch the information from catalog table or query and show it here. So right click design view, third button, we'll go to the event tab, code builder, and basically if you will see, this is the code we did for button 2. Okay, so this is exactly we have to take, or I was in mood of copy paste, but you know, let's write it again. Right, so at least I can copy the error handling code block, right? On error, resume, next. Okay, now let's go ahead and do the VB coding for fetching the existing records from catalogs table and to display it here on this list box. And while we're doing that, we have to do a couple of more things. When this button is clicked, first of all we will check what is the caption of the button. Then accordingly we will display that caption in this text box, now viewing. Then we will make this button visible and we will change the caption of this button to create catalog. Okay, that's what we have to do. And then the data, whether it exists, if it exists then data will appear, because in our case data doesn't exist, so therefore we will have the at least the structure of the columns, etc. So let's go ahead and do the VB coding. So we will say if me dot btn 3 dot caption is equal to catalogs, then okay, then to cmd dot beep, yep, nice to have a beep response so user can understand something has happened. All right, so beep, and then after that me dot txt now viewing dot value is equal to me dot btn 3 dot caption. Then we want to display, visible, we want to make that btn create button visible, so we can have built a functionality to create location, why I keep saying location, catalog from right there. So btn create dot visible is equal to true, me dot btn create dot caption is equal to, so we are going to create catalog, so that should be the caption of the button. Then after that we want to fetch the information from table, and we will do that using SQL or select statement. So me dot dynamic list dot row source. Okay, so we're changing the row source of the dynamic list to select. So we need catalog ID. So this is coming from this table. Okay, catalog ID. We don't want location ID created, and we don't want that. We want catalog name, comma, catalog name, comma, we want status and status date. Okay, from where? From catalogs table. Okay, that is it. Now we will say me dot dynamic list dot column counts. So we have to give a count would be based on what we are fetching. So 1 2 3 4, so 4 would be column count. Me dot column heads, oops, no, not directly. Me dot dynamic list dot column heads. Now that will make sense, and we want to turn them on. Then we have to decide the width of each column. So me dot dynamic list dot column widths, okay, with S, don't forget that. Right, so the first column we will keep 2 centimeters, second column perhaps we will keep 7 centimeter, a little bit wider for the catalog name if it has to be wider. Then we will keep perhaps 4 centimeter for the status and 2 centimeter for the status date, and then we will close off. Oh, we already have end if. Okay, let's debug it, save it, test it. Right, let's go ahead and do that. So I'll click on product management, I'll click on catalogs, and boom, we have now viewing catalogs. We have create catalog button. Nope, not yet. It's not about location. And then we have the catalog ID, catalog name, status is. Of course, we haven't created any catalog yet, and therefore the data does not exist. Now let's go ahead and do the coding to create a catalog, right? So we'll click on this button, event tab, ... This button already has a code block because remember we did a little bit of coding in the previous tutorial, and that was for the locations, so to create location. Now we are using the same button, but we want to have a condition switched on, so therefore we have to change a little bit of this code, and then we will proceed to the creating the catalog option. So what exactly we would like to do? Well, we have to use if condition to determine what exactly this button is being used for. Remember, one button is being used for multiple purposes, so that's why we have to use if statements. If check this, then this should happen, right? So that's what we are going to focus on here. So in here we will say if me dot now txt now viewing, because that becomes our reference point. This text box becomes our reference point whenever we are using this button, so always remember that. Or this button, search and show all. Whenever we are using these buttons, the txt now viewing text box becomes our reference point, and that's why it's very important to have this functionality created or built in. So that's what we have to refer to. So if me.txt now viewing, dot value is equal to locations, then you go ahead and do all of this stuff, message box and everything, right? But if the now viewing dot value is not location, if it is something else like the catalog that we are going to create, then what? Well, simply then the else statement would come in play. So basically, else if, okay, else if me dot txt now viewing dot value is equal to catalogs, then, okay, then do cmd dot beep response is equal to message box, okay, and then you are about to create a new catalog. Are you sure to proceed? So a confirmation message for the user will be yes no plus will be question comma, the heading will be choose an option. All right, close parenthesis. If response is equal to VP yes, then to cmd dot open form. So which form? Well, catalog. This is the form, right? Catalog. All right, and open it in add view, else do nothing, right? End if and end if for the main if block. Debug it, save it, let's test it out if it is working. So form view, we go here, product management, we click on catalogs, we have this is working. Now if our code block is correct, then it should give a message box saying you are about to create a catalog, are you sure to proceed? And it says you are about to create a new catalog, are you sure to proceed? This means our button is working well. Now let's go back to manage organization, locations, and now the caption is changed to location. So now if I click on this button, it should ask me, hey, you are about to create a new location, are you sure to proceed? And it says you are about to create a new location, are you sure to proceed? So this is fantastic, right? According to me, this is a minimal user interface design. So you are actually using one object, one button for multiple purposes, and you will see with the progression of this video series, you will see that one button, this button is going to be key button. All these one buttons are going to be used multiple times for multiple purposes, and this is how you can make your application very well designed. According to me, I may be wrong, I'm not an expert. I keep saying that I'm not an expert. I am a learner, I am a student. As you are learning, I am also learning, but according to me, this is the best method of using the same object in multiple manners. Okay, so now I want to create a catalog. Okay, so if I click on creating catalog, then the catalog form should open and I should be able to create a catalog. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll say yes, and rest assured the catalog form is open. You can see it is blinking, the cursor is blinking at the catalog name. Remember, we already made these rest of the text boxes as non-editable, So I will give a catalog name, for example, electronics. Okay, let's have a image of electronics as well. So let's say this image. Okay, nice. So we'll click on save. So the catalog has successfully been created, and we have a message box. What it says, value you have entered. Okay, that's because we are missing the location ID. I did not log in, so this is a problem. So let's go back, properly log on, and let's see if it works or not. Alright, so close it. Sorry. Oops. Okay, let's log on, log in. Okay, thank you very much. We'll go to the product management, catalogs. We'll create a catalog, yes, and we will say electronics. Okay, let's have the image, and let's click OK, save. And now you can see our catalog is created. We're not getting the error anymore. And you can see the location ID is also fetched, which is exactly the same. So this is to show that what document is created by which location. But there is one thing is missing. Do you know what it is? And in last video I demonstrated this, and that is to capture this particular action in the record source in our user activity log. Because if I go to activity log, okay, I don't see any activity created today. Oh, there are. That is only log on, right? These activities are created only for login. There is no activity to create it or to logged in for creating this new location. So how come we handle that scenario? Okay, we have created the catalog, but we have not entered this action into user log. So that means we have to add that code block in our action. So let's go ahead and do that. I thought this will be a short tutorial, but this is going to be this is time, because I'm also careful of time. So we'll go to the catalog. We'll alter the code here. So here we are going to alter our code, and we will use record sets, our friend record set, to add a record of the new record creation in our user log. So we will go to the top of this code blocks, and we will type in activity, dim activity as a record set. Okay, so we have created a variable. Now we have to set that variable, and we do that by coming here. So after we have captured the information in our form, then we will record that information in our user activity table, and we have to define the record set. So set activity set activity is equal to current db dot open record set. Which record set? User activity table, because that's the table we are transferring this data into. And then we will say activity dot add new. So add a new record. Where is the user activity? Here it is. Okay, this is the reference we were giving, and this is what we want. So location ID. So we will say activity exclamation mark location ID. ID is equal to me dot location ID. Okay, dot value. Then we'll say activity exclamation mark action type. So what is this action type? Well, this is user created a new record, right? User created new record. Which record? Either you can type in new record, or you can be very specific and you can say new catalog. Okay, what is next field? Reference doc. So activity exclamation mark reference doc is equal to me dot name. So whatever form which is open, that would be the reference document number. Oops. Okay, yeah, same. Reference document number is the next field. Reference activity exclamation mark reference document number is equal to me dot catalog ID dot value. Next is description. Well, I messed up two things actually. I'll correct it. Description. Actually, description should be user created new catalog. Okay, and the action type would be new record. All right, actioned on, actioned by. Activity exclamation mark actioned on is equal to now activity exclamation mark actioned by is equal to forms main form, because on our main form we have the name of the person. Okay, LBL name dot caption, and then we will say activity dot update. All right, I think that is it. Let's go ahead and save it. Now to test it again, I'm going to delete this record of catalog and I'm going to create it again. So we will go not to the main form, to the background, and we will log in and we will click on product management, catalogs, create catalog, yes, and I will say electronics. We will choose the image. Okay, we'll save it. So looks like everything worked, but to verify, let's go ahead and see now we are getting the catalog. Let's go ahead to our user activity and we can see a new record is created, a new catalog is created just now. Okay, so this is fantastic. All right, now last step to do is double click here, and so our catalog form should be open. That should be the last and I click on the list box. We'll go to the on double click event dot, and again you can see here we already have a record code block created for location. So else if me.txt now viewing dot value is equal to catalogs, then to cmd dot open. So which form we want to open? Catalog, and we want to refer to as catalog ID, and of course the catalog ID resides in the column 0 of the list box. Right, so let's go back to login. Catalogs, double click here, and boom, we are getting the catalog. Okay, so that is it for today. I thought this video will be a little shorter, but it has gone till I think past 30 minutes easily. Anyway, I hope that you have learned something. Thank you very much for support. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I don't know why you didn't, so go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon also, and tell me in the comments below what did you like, what you didn't like. All constructive feedback would be appreciated. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.